All right, here we are. It is live on KEXP. I'm your host today, Troy Nelson, and we are here at listener-powered independent 90.3 FM KEXP in Seattle and 92.7 in San Francisco. And we're streaming 24/7 at kexp.org and our free mobile apps. And these live performances are made possible by people like you. So thank you for supporting KEXP. I am very excited to be in the KEXP live room today because we have been fans of this band for many, many years, and here we all are together in the KEXP live room, and they have a new album called To the Ghosts, and I bring to all of you the band Cults. And Cults, if you're ready, take it away.
We're ready.
Is every day the same?
Awesome. You're listening to Cults live on KEXP. All right. That is beautiful. Cult, thank you so much. Years and years of just fantastic music. The new album is To the Ghosts, and loving all the songs that we heard today from the new album. And thanks for being here with us in the KEXP live room.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, in this beautiful room.
Yeah, and our paths have crossed a few times over the years. I remember, and even though you're still a young band, you started this when you were very, very young. I actually remember interviewing you 10, 12 years ago, and I was on a landline. That's how long ago.
Whoa.
Yeah, what is that? But yeah, let's go back to the very, very beginnings. Let's rewind the tape of life, if you will, and go back to the beginnings of this project. And Brian and Madeline, you're in your early 20s, maybe 20, 21, and you're recording a couple of songs at home for fun on a cheap keyboard and a cheap microphone. And you just kind of put them out there into the world, and all of a sudden you start getting some emails, and you get messages, and all of a sudden record labels are asking when your next show is, and you hadn't even been on stage yet. And I saw that you had booked like 3 sold-out shows at the Mercury Lounge, and you hadn't even played live yet. I want to know, A, how exciting was that, and how much anxiety was going on, but also tell us about the band name Lady MJ and the High Water Bong Boys.
It definitely was terrifying because labels were emailing us and they were like, we want to come see you play. And I had never been on stage before, and I'm very shy and nervous. So I remember somebody gave us the idea to book a secret show under a fake name at a little bar in New York called Otto's Shrunken Head. It's like a punk tiki bar. And I think we booked a Sunday night at 7 p.m. And our manager, our lawyer, and our lawyer's mom came. And
first thing we got was a lawyer.
Yeah.
Actually, good idea.
And we played for the 3 of them, and I don't know how it sounded. But then our next show, I think we did Mercury Lounge, and then the show after that, I think we opened for Goldfrapp at Hammerstein Ballroom, which is massive.
That was probably the worst show we've ever played.
Yeah, that was definitely not good, and I apologize to all of the Goldfrapp fans.
Still amazing, though. What an amazing start. Just all of a sudden. Yeah. But so that first show, that secret show, you just went under a different name.
Yeah,
who came up with Lady MJ and the High Water Bong Boys?
I think it was just like a little session. We all got together, wrote a bunch of names on a whiteboard, and we were like, this is the one.
Oh, wow. So recently, right here in the KEXP studios, I was lucky enough to sit down with one of my childhood favorite bands. I used to skateboard to the band Quicksand. Oh, yeah. And I know that Madeline, your stepdad Paul, is in a band with Walter from Quicksand called Dead Heavens, and that came up in our interview. And I know that he's been a massive musical influence on you, and he has had such an amazing career. He's played with White Zombie and his early punk band Youth Gone Mad. Can you tell us what it was like growing up with someone with such musical knowledge, and specifically some of your earliest memories of singing along on punk rock songs with your stepdad?
Yeah, he had a little recording set up in our New York City living room, and he would have bands come and record, and they would leave, and I would be like, I want to sing it. And he would humor me, and I ended up recording some punk covers. I did an Adolescence cover of Amoeba, and it was amazing. It was so cool to grow up around all that, but I felt like because of that, it wasn't really in the cards for me. So I always I just had it. I thought, well, he's doing this. I don't know. I better go into some other form of art.
Not out of rebellion, or was it? Because we never want to do what our parental.
No, yeah, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not.
Yeah, my mom's a nurse. I was like, hey, I'm not going to do that.
Nursing is not in my future.
Yeah, I'm going to choose the arts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to, be broke when I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love that. And that's such a cool history. And Brian, I hear that you have a great knowledge of obscure 50s and 60s girl group bands and soul music, and that not many people have heard of, and you have a bunch of old vinyl, but also you love YouTube playlists and of these obscure artists. I want to know, are there any certain artists or specific songs that are in the forefront of your mind that more of us should know about?
Yeah. You know what's funny about that is that I didn't know about any of that stuff before I met Madeline. Mm-hmm. Like when I met Madeline, I was listening to like math rock. Mm-hmm. Like I was on a totally different tip. And then we went on this road trip, and she had a compilation album that was made by John Waters, and it was like music that he would listen to on a date. And it was like John Prine and Leslie Gore and like Shangri-La's and stuff. And I was like, this is amazing. And that's kind of what like started this band, was the like idea that we had found this connection with this kind of like girl group pop bubblegum music that when we put it on for our other friends, they'd be like, what are you listening to? You know? And we're like, oh, like we have something unique between us that we like, and maybe that's a good place to start to like, work on things. But no, I don't have amazing knowledge, I don't think, but I'm comparing myself to others. But I will say that I'm a huge fan lately of a song called Egyptian Shumba by the Tammies, and it's like a excellent Halloween. They're like do like a lot of like, it's about mummies like eating you, and
cool.
And they do a lot of the really scary screaming. It's also really fun.
I need to hear this. Yeah. I want to play that on Halloween too. Well, I love it because you can, you hear echoes of 50s and 60s girl group bands in your music, and so I love knowing like the beginnings and where a sound is birthed, and I love that history. And so if Madeline had not introduced you to some of this 50s and 60s girl group, then Cults would just sound like Tool? Is that where we're going?
Like, finger tapping,
I don't want to say anything, but we are, well, I am a Tool fan.
I'm a
so
fan.
That could,
I'm a fan.
Yeah, she's the Tool fan.
That could work.
I want to hear Cults cover Tool. I'm just throwing it out there in the universe.
All right.
Yes.
Keep digging.
Yeah, keep digging. Yeah. Awesome. Let's jump to also your very successful debut album from 2011, which, just so everyone out there can have more easily grasp a full picture of the story, was also recorded by my childhood best friend, Shane Stoneback. And Shane has also, you've worked with him multiple times, including on the new album as well. And Shane and I grew up in a small town, Mitchell, South Dakota. And it's just, it's so heartwarming to me that he and I, we both moved to New York together in the late 90s. And then he stayed out there. I was like, I need to go to a smaller music city, and New York was just intense. And not only that, I was working a job that made $6.30 an hour in Manhattan. So that was a little rough. So anyway, I moved to Seattle, and it's just so heartwarming when he and I's paths cross in the different worlds we live in, even though we're under the music umbrella. And I also know that you are familiar with the fact that Shane came on a Florida vacation with my family in like 1992. And there's a photo of us on the beach, me wearing a Pantera shirt, him wearing a Ministry shirt, and I know that you've seen the photo, but I wanted to bring to you a gift today because I've immortalized it in this very beautiful gold frame, but I wanted to gift to you the picture of Shane and I.
This is like, I frequently am like, Shane, can you please send me that picture of you and Troy? Once every few months, I'm like, I gotta show my friend.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hand this to you because you can have this forever.
This is a blessing.
And I guess also Derek and Alexis from Sleigh Bells have seen this, and they have said that they want to use it as an album cover one day, but maybe you can beat them to the punch. Exactly.
This is amazing. I'm putting this definitely hanging this on my wall.
It's going on the bus.
So beautiful.
Yeah, somehow
you guys were
I'm
real
like
troublemakers.
Exactly. We look like it, and I look like I'm probably only 100 pounds there, but for some reason I think I'm tough. I don't know what's going on.
You look really
there.
tough. I would have definitely been scared of you.
It actually cracked me up when you did the intro because you're like, I'm Troy Nelson, and you said your name the way that Shane says your name. It's like, Troy Nelson? Troy Nelson? And he's always saying Troy, your whole name.
Oh, he says my whole name? Is that what he does? It was funny when we first met, the very first time we met in other bands that Shane's worked with that later meet me, and you guys were just like this. You were like, oh my God, like your mannerisms and the way that you talk. And Shane and I don't see it, but everybody comments on that we have very similar mannerisms and. Yeah. And I guess that's what happens when you're from a small town and there's not many artistic people in our small town. So we just gravitated towards each other. And we were in a band together in high school called Fourth in Line. And we made an album. We pressed 300 cassettes through disc makers in like 1993 or 4. And I recently had the album remastered. I haven't it's not out there on the internet.
This is the first time hearing about it.
Oh, he's probably hiding this from you.
What were you fourth in line for?
Exactly. We thought it sounded cool.
But what did you have like an ending spot that you were going to make it to?
No. Well, so in our band, we were kind of a punk band. We were like a combination of the Dead Milkmen meets Nirvana. It was the 90s. But if coming from Mitchell, South Dakota, there's not much to be angry about. So we actually have a song called "I Hope Your Crops Die."
I hope your corn palace rots.
Exactly. Hope it burns and everybody has popcorn. Yeah, I hope your corn palace rots. Hope the birds eat all that corn from that palace. I know,
it's really amazing because like we've worked with Shane on every record, and then some of those records have taken years, and we've heard all of the stories that we have collectively to tell anyone.
Yeah.
We've told to each other, and we've never heard of Fourth in Line.
Never.
Fourth in Line, and I don't know if he's going to be very sad that I told you about Fourth in Line, but I'll send you the record. I'm going to send you guys the record.
Please.
I'm not too embarrassed by it.
You know what? Put it on Discogs for like $800. I'll buy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you make me want to press it on vinyl now that you mention it.
I do want to say a little Easter egg. I don't know if you know this, but you're wearing red socks, and Shane only wears red socks.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he that's his thing.
Yeah.
So that was maybe you guys had a little psychic connection.
Or maybe I had noted, because he recorded the band that I'm in like years ago, and I remember seeing him wearing red socks because he didn't do that in high school. And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I was still wearing white socks.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in my late 30s. Why am I still wearing white socks? As everyone pulls their pants down. They're like, I'm not wearing white socks. No. That is amazing. Actually, I never thought about it. Thank you for that Easter egg. I probably got that from him.
I should have worn mine.
Thank you for the photo.
Yeah, absolutely. Does he still dress up when he records you, or has he been lax on that one? Because he did that for a period of time.
Well, our recording setups are usually pretty... we are very together. So we're like all in an Airbnb somewhere. So we're usually like probably in pajamas or something.
Oh, right. It's very lax.
No shoes.
I remember when you would wear a suit every day, though. That was like a 3-piece suit. That was a thing for a while.
It was a thing for a while. I loved it. And yeah, his musical knowledge is fantastic. When we were in high school, I would have a party. My parents would go out of town, and that's when you throw a party, right? And so I'd throw a party, and everyone's just partying. And I was like, yeah, sneaking beer, and somebody smoking weed in the bathroom. And Shane would be in the corner with a drum machine and headphones. And every 15, 20 minutes, he'd be like, Troy, come listen to this beat. And I'd put the headphones on. He'd be like, that's dope, right? And I'm like, yeah. And it would be pretty killer. Yeah. But he was not, super socialite. He was, he'd show up, but he was working on music and drum machines, taking them apart. He wanted to know how the inside of things worked, where I was like, I just want to play guitar. So it makes sense that he has gone so far in his recording career. Because I went to school for audio engineering as well, but I only lasted like a year. I'm like, I don't don't want to sleep on the couch at a studio for
Yeah.
4 months.
He's a very
He's
a very hard worker. He will sleep on that couch
Yes, he will. And
to get the job done.
I think he's still doing it. I think he's
Yeah.
still on a couch sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also your third album, Offering, from 2017. I wanted to talk about that real quick because you've had so many interesting moments and like beautiful moments in your musical career, and it's fascinating to me. So another win for Cults. So you have this album, Offering, you release it, and it does its thing, and you keep recording, playing shows, and time goes on. And then years after its release, I get a phone call from Shane, and he says, dude, you won't believe what's going on with Cults right now. And I was like, are they okay? And he's like, yeah. He goes, and he talked about this TikTok video that included your song Gilded Lily, which is the last song on the album Offering. And he said somebody made a TikTok video, and it all of a sudden has like 100,000 streams. And I was like, okay. And then I go to Spotify, and then now I'm involved. Now I'm watching this thing go from 100,000 to 200,000 to 500,000, and then it breaks 1 million, and now here we are. It's almost at 300 million streams. So many bands want something like this to happen to them, but it just doesn't happen often. I would love to know what that was like. How did this happen? How did it gain so much traction? I mean, you saw it from the beginning. What's it like to experience that? How did that happen?
It felt really crazy.
Yeah.
We didn't fully understand what was going on at first, but we made that record on our own. We didn't have a record label or anything. And we went and lived in Berkeley. Shane was in San Francisco at the time, and we lived in a studio.
That was a garage.
A garage for a couple months. And, I remember somebody saying this to us. They were like, we were sending out demos, and somebody was like, I'm not hearing a hit on here.
Yeah.
And we were like, so, feeling down, da-da-da. And we put the record out. It was great. It was fine. Gilded Lily never was, we didn't really...
It wasn't really a single.
It was not a
Right.
single, although we both would have probably
Chosen it
as a single. It was not. And then we went about our lives, and then our managers on our last tour were like, hey, something's happening with Gilded Lily. You guys should start playing it on tour, because we had never played it because it was the last song on our third record.
Right.
And we were like, there's not, what are you talking about? No way. And then we learned it, and we started kind of seeing a response. And then one random day in October, it was just crazy. There were just so many TikToks. I didn't even really know what that meant. Now I am obsessed with TikTok, but it felt wild. I don't even...
Well, the videos too were so the videos that people were making were them confessing some of the darkest things that had ever happened to them, and talking about mental illness and suicide and things that were really heavy to deal with. Some people were like, you need to respond. And we're like, we don't need to respond. This is their moment, this song is old. They found it. They're having this connection. It's beautiful, And now to be playing it live and having that connection with people on the stage is really awesome. And if you had asked us before that, what are the two best Cult songs, we probably would have said Gilded Lily and Always Forever, which is the songs that these kids have found and latched onto. It just means that they're smart.
Isn't that interesting?
But it also shows you if you're a musician and you're putting out a record and people are like, yeah.
It's
don't
not
listen.
over.
Just keep doing your thing, because people were saying that to us, and then it ended up being this massive thing.
Yeah.
So you just have to keep doing what you believe in.
And keep putting stuff out there. And even if nothing happens right away, it can happen a year from now, 6 years from now, even 20 years from now. It's still worth putting art out into the world, because you never know how it's going to come back around or be repurposed. And sort of what Brian was saying, or to add to what Brian was saying too, you put music out there for people it means something to each individual person. It might mean something different to the next person, but it's yours to interpret and have. and it's not something that you always need to explain. It can just be whatever it is to that person. In fact, sometimes I don't want to know the real meaning behind
Me neither.
certain songs because it means something to me.
Yeah, a lot of the time I'm like, don't put the real lyrics because some people might. A lot of the time I'm like singing a song and somebody's like, that is not what that says. And it ruins it for me. So I'm all about make
Freedom
your own.
of interpretation.
Yeah, whatever you want the lyric to say.
Yeah, keep it kind of a mystery. Yeah, or like you have a hero and then you meet your hero and you're like, oh man, they're just a regular person. That's boring. Well, I just love that our lives have crossed paths so many times over the last decade plus, and I just hope that our paths keep crossing, and obviously they have, because here we are in 2024 in the KEXP live room together, and it's very sweet.
It is. It really is.
Yes.
Next time, let's not make it 13 years.
Yes. Yes. Let's make it like 2025, 26, going. Okay, no more than 2 years. But it's wonderful. Once again, thank you for putting that beautiful music out there for everybody to love, to interpret, and to just appreciate and keep celebrating. So we encourage you to just keep making Cults music, please.
Thank you. We
Thank
will.
you.
Yes, awesome. Well, once again, you have been listening to Cults live here on KEXP.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.